How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to keep on working on the 78 Olds Toronado barn find project with 58,000 original miles or 91,000 original kilometers. And we're going to get that old stuck Mizar distributor out and we're going to get that car running today. And I got a few things here that I'm going to use to ensure that we are successful. So I've got my trusty friend Croyle, trusty crowbar, trusty torch, and if that ain't going to be good enough, we're going to get into there with some bigger tools. So that distributor's coming out today. Hell or high water, let's get into it. This thing's got to start loosening up. I think she's coming loose a little bit. Incher. Yeah, I keep going. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. A little bit of 1-inch wrench. Oh yeah, she's turning. I'll keep wiggling that back and forth, see what happens, but eventually it's got to break all that corrosion and come out of there. She needs more heat. Keep cooking, hosing her down with WD-40 or Croyle, and then back and forth, and repeat. Little outdoor cooking on the Oldsmobile here. Okay, I'm getting some better rotation now. Let's come in here and we'll pull it as far as we can one way and as far as we can the other way. Oops, but don't do that. See, we got her moving quite a bit more. Because the actual plug here for the coil is basically facing straight passenger side. Neighbor's dog a-yapping. And then we'll bring her back this way, and you can see now it does want to go quite a bit further. So you just get the old wrench in the right spot. A little bit more. There we go. We can bring that way over here now, so much more. Although that, you know, that's probably based on where this is facing, that's, you know, 45 degrees. Getting better. Using my cell phone for this, but whatever, but it's got to be coming out. Looks like that is lifting up a bit. Bungee cord time. Put a little tension in the upward direction. It's not really in line with the distributor, but you know, you got to work with what you got. I had no hood on and a cherry picker. I could probably go directly above the distributor, but a little bit upwards pull, wiggle it back and forth more, see what happens. I'm gonna win this battle. I am gonna win this battle. Back and forth, that tension on there. Think about it, this thing was not moving at all. Now I'm almost able to do it with one hand. Just tedious. Don't want to break this Mizar distributor. You'd think, why do you want to keep it after all that? But it's a unique system. Oh wow, we're getting really close. It's a unique system, one of only one for this year. So I definitely want to see if I can get the distributor back running at some point, or at least experiment more with it. But oh, that's coming up. Oh, dead blow action. Hard to swing a dead blow in there, but don't want to hurt it. is so... That is out. That has got to be out. Let's take this bungee off. The other bungee off. I don't know why I don't take the wires off. Just being lazy. Okay. She's coming out. Oh, it's still tight down below, but it is. I just gotta wiggle her back and forth. Oh yeah. Woo! There we go. Look at that thing. I gotta show you a better picture of the corrosion on this shaft here, but it is out. All right, check that out. That is absolutely corroded to hell. It looks like I did get some penetrant down here in the bottom part of the shaft, but Mizar Dizzy is out. Does the gear look like it's got some? Yeah. Mizar Dizzy's out. Can't believe it. Just a little comparison on the bench. Yeah, still using my cell phone. I gotta get my GoPro out here. So now we're ready to move forward, but comparison, is everything gonna work? Yeah, it kind of looks like everything's more or less the same. Flip it around. Yeah, yeah, okay, so gear looks the same. So yeah, time to swap-a-roo and make some fire. Okay, we got the new distributor now back in the car. This is all on the other side, so I hope that's gonna work out. That's where my coil hooks up, and then of course on this side got my vacuum advance, which is I think where it needs to be. Wiring is all hooked up, different size cap, couldn't use that thing. Don't really care, don't like those anyways. So we're gonna roll that over now and see if we get spark. Batteries in, keys on. Let's have a look at Mr. Spark Plug Tester. Oh yeah, I see a spark there. Hopefully you can see that. But we got spark, so let's throw some fuel down the old carb there and see if this thing will light off. Got some really old two-stroke gas. I'll use that because I want to make sure we're not you know, running it dry here. But we'll put some down the carburetor. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Hopefully my timing's right. And I got a stupid remote starter that's way too short, but let's go. A little bit more perhaps. Still have the other fuel system connected, which should probably disconnect. Come on, girl, start. You need to start. Starter's not happy. Maybe it's timing, I don't know. It's doing nothing for me right now. Ooh. The other way. Okay, that starter ain't happening, but we know we got spark, so I'm gonna unplug the spark tester, and I might even pull a plug just to see, make sure, but I'm gonna have to let that starter cook for a little bit, or the battery maybe, so we'll see what happens. All right, that wasn't nearly enough cranking speed to do anything, I don't think either, so now we got a new battery. And we got a starter that doesn't want to turn over, so let's see here. Starter was giving me problems before. I gotta give it the old wrap. Maybe I can do that this way. Lying on my back. There yonder starter. Oh. Find the old girl. I don't know, is that gonna be enough? Is that gonna be enough to get her to spin? Ooh, that starter doesn't sound very good either. Let's try that again. I may have to jack the car up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jack it up and get under there and give it a good hammer here with the starter. So, gotta love a full frame car. You can just jack it up wherever you want. Hopefully I got enough space to really get that starter, because I thought I was hitting it before. There we go, that's it. Okay. Starter's been smacked. See if this thing will rotate again. Faster. No, ain't doing nothing. Nothing. More hitting on the starter. How's our battery voltage? Oh, we got a good battery. She's cranked. She's boiling away. Oh boy. 0. Let's try the key. Okay, well. Looks like the starter's dead now, so we'll have to keep playing with that. I'll keep beating on it and I'll see if I can get that thing to come around. Alright, so here's the starter out of the car. Pretty crusty, so let's test it. Got a battery. Try to ground that. And I'm not a starter guy, but if I touch the small post here, the Bendix or the gear should extend, right? So, okay, and that's what we're getting out of the car. Doesn't want to even do it all the time. There, wow. And then if I touch this one back here, I should get the motor to turn, right? So, motor isn't turning. If I clamp that, yeah, listen to that. I don't think that's going to start the car. So basically what that's saying is that I got a bad brush or a stuck brush or brush is dead. I don't know. This starter is going to have to be replaced anyway. So it's neat to test it. I've never really played with starters that much. Either they work or they don't. I just put another one in. But okay, one more time because I think it's kind of funny here. I got power now. The gear ain't turning, but when I smack it with big mallet here, it only turns when I hit it. Oh, there you go. Come on, girl. Yeah. Oh, you know. Maybe if I keep beating on it, it's dead. Okay, we've got ourselves a new starter now. Luckily, they had one in a day in Canada. I didn't have to go to Rock Auto or anywhere else, but yep, that looks to be about the same. Looks to be in a lot better shape. Bet you this one's gonna solve a lot of issues, of course. So we're gonna go whip that starter in the car. Anyhow, here's what we're working in. You can see we got the gravel again. We got I got a jack and 2 jack stands because safety first. But I want to get this thing down off of the jack stands because she's almost flexing a little bit. There's a lot of weight up front, and that seam there between the fender and the door is that gap's a little bit you know, bigger in the top here. So we want to get this thing back on the ground, and starter shouldn't be too bad. If I don't freeze to death, then maybe we'll put a battery in there and see if she rolls over. All right, here we go, under the car again. Yeah, she's cold. There's where it's got to go home. Right in there, so hard to film, but yeah. It is 0 degrees right now, and cold metal on the hands. That gets cold fast, and watching the battery drop here. So anyways, gonna put the starter in. I'll give you a shot after. Okay, starter's bolted up, wiring is hooked up. We got the remote starter back installed, so I ain't frozen completely yet. So let's put a battery in there and see how much better this thing starts, or rolls over anyways. All right, you should be good to go now. So remote starter is in. Oh wow, that thing cranks way better than it ever did before, so that's impressive. So let's see if we can start it. All right, here we go. Need a little bit of gas down the carburetor. Yeah, working in the dark. I hope you can see it, but it's work. There we go. Bunch of fuel in there. Let's go, girl. Oh, she's kicking. She's kicking. She's sputtering. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, she's running! Woo! She's running! Wow, massive, massive vacuum leak. Shut her down here. All right, massive exhaust and vacuum leak. Where that EGR hole is, it's just a big hole in the intake manifold, but she was running there for a second. I think the next step is to get a dedicated fuel system, unplug the factory tank so I'm not pumping crap into the carburetor. All right, so it's the next day now, you know, pretty evident by the fact that it's daylight, and we got snow, so we're gonna keep working on this thing today. Hopefully the snow kind of stays small like this. It doesn't go nuts, but I tarped this girl up a little bit because I knew snow was in the forecast, and we're just going to clear her off, and then we're going to see what we can do to plug that EGR and keep working on her. Shoveling the snow. We get real wet snow here where I am. Like, it ain't, this stuff gets heavy. And then right after it snows, it likes to warm up on us and then make a big old sloppy mess. All right. Let's get this thing unwrapped. Look at that. Football field of hood. Gotta love it. Every time I take the tarp off this girl, it just reminds me of how long and big this car really is. We're gonna keep it open here so we can get into the interior. All right. Now again, we're gonna try to plug that EGR, get a fuel system in here. I ran a bit, but I don't want the tank to pump crap into the carburetor, so we're gonna get a fuel system on it and see how she goes. I don't know, I looked around for something that would fit in these holes here, so couldn't find anything, so we're gonna stick a sock in it. Just jam it in there with a screwdriver. Hopefully that plugs this up enough so she'll run and not have that massive vacuum leak or exhaust leak, or I think there's a bit of both going on, as I mentioned. So just fill her, cram her full of sock. There. Put a sock in it, so I did. There's kind of what we're looking at there. So I'm going to take the main feed line right here off the fuel pump, because I don't want it pumping stuff from the tank. I don't want to play with these too much right now, so I'm going to just try to plumb right into the fuel pump. Maybe I could do that, and if not, I've got a clicky-clacky, whatever, cheapy deal here. So this is going to come off, and let's see if this fuel pump actually works. It's one way to test it anyways. The clamp disintegrated when I tried to pull it off, so good thing I'm in there. I think that rubber line might be cooked hard as a rock, brittle as well, but yeah, we're gonna need another clamp, which I already have, so chuck that one. Okay, fuel line is off. What I did was basically come in here and use this sort of angled pick and just work it around, you know, down inside the tube here, and basically as I was pushing, move the tube and pull it off, because, or this fuel line I should say, this fuel line is pretty brittle, but I don't want to have it like break and then have to replumb the whole thing right now. You never know, right? So that's how I got that off. We'll go right into here, and that'll be our fuel supply, and see if that pump works. All right, super kind of janky setup here. Got a piece of fuel line now with an AN fitting, adapting it from 5/16 up to 3/8, going onto the inlet of the fuel pump. I got that running over to a tank here. Got the old auxiliary race fuel system installed. So I took the remote starter off. It's just getting in the way. It's too short. I got to extend the wire so I could operate it from the right side, but I'm going to use the key because we know everything works with the remote starter. The key should work. So I'm going to put some gas down there and let's see what she does. It's cold, man. Ooh, I'm spilling it all over the place. Anyways, a little bit down the old bog, quadra bog. Key it. Oh yeah, that's way better, way quieter. The sock trick works, so keep going. I gotta put more gas down there. Maybe the fuel pump will pick up fuel from the tank, I don't know. Otherwise we'll go to the clicky clack. But that was way better. Started almost right away. It almost feels like it's got a bit too much advance in it. So try to fill the bowl if I can not spill it. I just spilled it everywhere, but whatever. This is opposite, so we're going to decrease the timing a wee bit there. Test again. Okay, she's running again. Let's just see. I don't know how much fuel it's going to run on. Okay, a little bit more goofing around with that fuel system. Okay, a little bit more fuel this time. I'm going to put actually a lot more fuel into it. And maybe, this is the worst thing. Some in the bowl. Okay. Let's give that a whirl. Maybe it'll start pulling fuel from the tank. Choke coming on, going into high idle. Yeah, doesn't want to run off that, I don't think. Okay, a little bit of job at filling the bowl there. I was spilling it all over and I wasn't getting much in the bowl. So the bowl is probably close to full. I poured a lot more down there. Let's try one more time. See if we can get that thing to feed the pump and to run. Come on, girl. Needs more fuel. Is that all you need? You just want more? You're thirsty, old 403 with your 4.3 inch bore, bigger than a 454. Come on. Run. Use that gas. Use that gas. Man, I'm running out of gas in this thing. What's it running on? What's it running on? Oh yeah, it's picking up fuel for sure. Okay, gotta turn that on. It's definitely running on that tank now, so that means the fuel pump works. So I'm gonna be bold, really bold, and I'm gonna hook that line back up and I'm gonna put gas in the tank and see if we can get this thing running off the tank. I don't know what's in the tank, but we can put filters and stuff in there. Let's give it a shot. So here's hoping. Fuel pump works though. I mean, I had to stop that. There was a bad connection there and it was just gushing, but it was working. It was pulling fuel from this guy, so I'm gonna put fuel in our tank. Oh crap, it's on there. Put fuel in the tank, probably not a good idea. But why not? Something to hold. This is, try to do this. How do I? Huh? Hang on, I got an idea. Wedge this door down. It's just getting in the way. There, look at that. Door wedge. Okay. Then you gotta fill it with a, slowly get some gas in there. I don't know how much to put in. I'll just keep going for a bit. And we'll see if the pickup actually shows fuel on the fuel gauge as well. Or the level sender or whatever you call it. The thingy in the tank that shows fuel. So let's go see that next. Okay, let's take a look at our fuel level. Oh, by the way, does anybody know where a guy can get like door panels and stuff? Look at that. Some rodent or something, hungry owner was in here and chewed everything. So I'd like to kind of look at that at one point. But okay, so twist the key a little bit. Fuel gauge shows it's not empty. Wow. Gen brake park, check ignition. Well, there's no Mizar in here, so you're not gonna like that, but let's see what happens. It's running. Holy smokes, it is running. Going into high idle again. What's happening over here? A little bit of fuel leaking down there. I probably have to fix a line, but she's running. It is it's not really smoke or anything. It's just dang cold. It's just condensation. This thing runs really good. Wow. Let her run for a bit more. Yeah, that fuel leak there is not very good. I gotta probably fix that line there real quick. Sock's doing its job. I wonder how the accelerator pump is. Oh wow, yeah. Accelerator pump works. Do another little walk around here. Super quiet. Like I thought there'd be exhaust leaks or something, but this thing has got like, all you hear is fan noise, just fan going away, whirling away. She's trying to warm herself up. That choke is working. Pretty cool. I'm gonna shut it off because I don't have an alternator. I know that. That alternator that alternator isn't doing anything, I can tell you that much. So I'm gonna shut it off and then maybe we'll see if the trans works. What the hell? We'll do another quick start. Come on. Maybe it needs to snap a little bit of fuel in there. Yeah, starts right up, you know, a little bit of fuel. Timing's not perfect. I haven't adjusted timing with a gun yet, but I'll do that later. Okay, shut it off. Let the battery charger just support that battery a little bit more for a bit. You can see the levels down, so I'll let that battery charger do its thing, and then we're gonna try to move it somehow without brakes. I know it doesn't have brakes. At least the pedal goes to the floor, so maybe I'll put some fluid in the master and look at that next. Okay, rear of the master is totally dry, and I think the rear is the front. Correct me if I'm wrong. All you Toronado people, or I think it's the same as any other GM disc drum system. So how do I pour it? There. Oh yeah, it's just almost enough space. Come on, there. Whew. We're gonna fill her up and we're gonna pump the brakes inside the car, and theory's correct. That little guy down there right here is telling me I got no brakes because there's no fluid in the system, and that's putting that little warning on the dash. So there. So if I pump the brakes a little bit, maybe I'll see that go out with the key on. I don't know. All this old school technology. Oh, I got a brake. Oh, really spongy, of course. I got some sort of a brake pedal going on. Feels like a ton of air, but there's a bit of a hard spot. Let's check the map. Whoop! Hey, horn works. Let's do that again. Horn works on it. Oh man, this thing's hilarious. Okay, so let's check the fluid level one more time. Okay, it's got the fluids. It's got the juices for brakes. So how are we gonna do this? I'm gonna put something out there. So when this thing starts up and goes into high idle, wants to like leap out of the yard, I'm gonna put something down there to chock the tires. I think that's the best idea, so we'll do that. Okay, these two things, 6x6s, hopefully stop the 40 whatever 800-pound car with a 403 with maybe no brakes. So trans test, take one. Oh man, I could barely hold that. Trans works in forward and reverse. Okay, trans test number 2. I'm gonna try to go backwards, neutral, forwards. Not good on the tranny, but I could barely hold that thing back with what little brake there was. I think the e-brake's even on, or I'll make sure it's on this time. So. throttle and giving it a bit. So I can actually move it back and forth and control it slightly too. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's just condensation and richness, a little richness, but luxury car smooth, guys. Luxury car smooth. Clutch fan's just winging it. I wonder if the temp gauge works. I mean, I don't imagine. Oh yeah, Jen, I gotta make sure I don't kill this battery. Temp gauge is, it's probably just an idiot light. All right, well, it runs, it drives, it runs off its own tank. How long? I don't know, we'll monitor that. We got a fuel leak we gotta fix. We've got EGR with a sock in it, we gotta fix that. But we know that the trans is good, so we can go and do some brake work now on this thing, and I think we're not too far away from driving this thing up the street and on the road. Need some tuning, some timing. There's vacuum leaks everywhere. I gotta fix those as well. And it's snowing like crazy, so we're gonna pack it in for today. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you like the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Who else has got a 78 Olds Toronado XS out there? Not too many people working on those because they are rare, but it's good to see this rare old girl running and moving under its own power again. So until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.